Welcome everyone! We are the Grin brothers, and I'm collecting the last of these little map things, I hope.
Also,
Da-da-da-da! And this does...
Bear of the Shining Lamp.
And it does...
Gives you a picture.
Ah.
It probably gives you some lore as well, but no one cares about that. Also, someone did a meme.
Okay.
You know the...
It is not wholly spent.
Okay, let's see.
Cusco meme of a llama? He's supposed to be dead! Someone did. A psychic type? It's supposed to be fairy!
I know, I can't get it yet. Oh, no, I can actually get them without doing the missions.
Oh.
So I'll, L and R to enable 20 seconds of unlimited executions. I don't use executions. While in range mode, hold, press L and R to enable 50 seconds of unlimited...
Oh, infinite fire arrows.
Oh, that's amazing.
Shots.
While in stealth mode, hold to disappear, 20 seconds enabling unlimited stealth kills. I do have a thing which increases my healing with that. So, bow or this, which do you think?
Whatever you use more. It's entirely up to you.
Well, I'm leaving it to be your choice.
Ah. You don't really use the bow in combat, so take the stealth.
Sure.
You want me to do a stealth mission as well, don't you?
Yes.
So.
Let me see. It is all the way over here. This one I tried several attempts to, and I could not do it. So I'm leaving you to take control of it. That's the guy. Yeah, he's kind of popped up the map just recently.
Booth. Buff.
So I do have some things to talk about.
I'm going to cut you off immediately.
Yeah.
For something funny that I remember.
It doesn't have to involve gay furry porn, does it?
No.
Okay, thank God.
That's just Twitter, apparently. It was at work. So they're releasing a remastered version of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 as a collection. It's our system, as in all our systems, not just our search system, but like the messages sent from head office, have spelt it Baldur's Gate with a U instead of an A.
Oh.
And I just thought that was funny.
But not as funny as the fact that Assassin's Creed is input differently on just every single system. There's no consistency with it at all.
On some it's just Assassin's Creed, some it's AC, and my favourite, Ass Creed.
But yeah. So I've been wanting to mention to you for a while, and I won't get it 100% right because I've not got it literally right up in front of me. But I have received... It was a positive comment, but definitely the weirdest comment I've so far received on DeviantArt.
Yeah.
And along with it, a weird tweet. But you know what? I think they may be watching us now, or they may have got other people watching it. So thank you very much for your show of support. But yeah, you're very honest.
Yeah.
You remember our episode about giant girls and giantism?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Alice Magic actually commented to me
about
cool. it. Yeah, and even gave a tweet supporting us.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm a little confused because they refer to us as cute, so not sure how that happened.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
But the comment was basically thanks for the shout out and the conversation. You know, they seem to really appreciate it, sort of thing. I'm making it sound a bit more posh, but that's just how the way I talk. And then it was like, you really should give masturbating to giant girls a try. I mean, even if you don't enjoy it, there's no such thing as a wasted wank.
You know what? They're not wrong. I respect that. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, just they're not wrong.
That was the comment I received, and it's like, how can I put this politely? It's like, because it's a very positive comment. It's like, honest is definitely a word to use there. It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
I don't usually, despite how some of these conversations end up, I am fairly prudish of a person.
Very. A lot less than you used to be. But you are a bit of a prude.
To the point where people often think I'm like some sort of hardcore Christian despite being atheist. But yeah, that was that. I definitely think that would get a good reaction out of you. So yeah, they gave a shout out to Alice Magic gave a shout out to us on Twitter, which again comes with that odd comment of calling us cute.
Yeah,
which is it's an appreciated compliment.
Was it aimed at us or our avatars or?
I don't know. They seem to appreciate our discussion on it. You know, taking it quite seriously, sort of thing. I mean, light-hearted, seriously, sort of thing. You know, because we did, address it in a proper.
So, what
manner.
part of this mission were you failing?
This part, because I'd get all of them until the very last one, and then typically get spoiled by that one guard there. Or in the one case where I accidentally stealth branded that guy by the archer right next to where the guy was at the end. It was always on the last stealth brand. I'd fail.
Okay.
I'd always get 6 of them and then fail the last one. And the problem is, it's such a long trek to go and redo the mission. So after the 3rd time of redoing it, I just couldn't be bothered.
That's fair.
I guess the other thing to talk about whilst you're busy with this, you can have your magic talk for when I'm in the final boss battle, I guess. Final level. As you may have seen from my, as Rafi saw from my page, I had a name on it, which Rafi thought I was going to be talking about Lola Bunny. But no, it's if I get this YouTuber's names right, Lala Fluff Bunny. And I've been watching their videos because apparently I can't seemingly watch any series normally nowadays. I guess because I'm on the internet anyway, I'm typically experiencing a lot of shows via different videos rather than purely the show itself. For instance, I've been watching, I've kind of been enjoying a lot of the content from Mau Mau Heroes of Pure Heart, which is like a new Cartoon Network show, really good. But I've been mostly watching that through these compilation videos done by Spooky Loves Bobo, or Boboa.
Yeah.
And there's more I could say about that later, but the another series I've been watching primarily through Lala Fluff Bunny's reaction videos, and that's Kimetsu no Yaiba, otherwise known as Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah.
It was popping a lot recently because of the Nezuko memes of her turning small and running away.
Yeah, I need to.
Why are you running?
Why are you running? I need to get around to watching that at some point. Because I've had a lot of people suggest it.
It's funny. I saw this a while back as a manga.
Yeah.
Didn't think much of it. Honestly, the art style can be fairly rough at times. It's like a less polished version of Neuro Rise of the Yokai Clan's art.
Yeah.
And honestly, in one of the chapters, maybe it was like a rough chapter or something, there's like one character who has all these piercings. He's known as the Sound Pillar.
Yeah.
She just can't draw him at all. Like all the time his piercings looks like they're drooping, but sometimes they're not, and then the piercings seem oddly placed.
So is it just a matter that the manga kind of sucks, but the anime's decent?
Oh no, the manga's got lots of good points to it.
It's just drawn terribly.
It's just it's rougher. Some scenes are drawn pretty well. Some scenes aren't quite as typical. And there's some scenes that aren't in the anime, because the anime is the 26 episode one rather than, like, say, a Black Clover long extended series sort of thing.
Yeah. So
there are some scenes missing out, which is a shame, because some of the scenes... And the manga also has the advantage of narration. Like, one of the reasons we're watching Lala Fluff Bunny is that in the anime, there are scenes you wouldn't be able to... that aren't quite so clearly explained.
Yeah. Because
they don't have a narrator pointing them out. And there's no in-anime explanation for them. Sort of thing. For instance, one of the characters, Inosuke, he wears a boar mask.
Yes.
What's generally considered what's becomes a theme for the 5 exam passing characters of that year for the Demon Slayer exams is they each represent a sense. The main character Tanjiro represents smell. He has a real great sense of smell. Zenitsu represents sound. His hearings are fantastic. But Inosuke scene doesn't make a lot of sense to people when they see it without the explanation. He needed to find an enemy, so he stabbed his swords into the ground held out his hands.
Fuck's sake.
Held out his hands and used this technique he called spatial awareness. Now, they only have a visual thing, but they don't explain how in the manga they have the narration explaining what he's doing is using his sense of touch. He's feeling the earth tremors.
Yeah.
But they don't explain that at all. A reason I like Lala Fluff's Bunny's reaction video is that she actually picked up on that in a scene that isn't very well explained without the narration.
Yeah.
You know, little other things about how some of the techniques work. Like, there's a technique that is called... There's a mercy kill technique. And they have to use the narration to explain that. And whilst the anime visuals do a good job of trying to convey it, not everyone's picking up on it.
Yeah.
Again, why I like Lala Fluff Bunny. It's funny, she missed out a really obvious point for like 13 episodes in, where she seemingly forgot that demons can't live in the sunlight. So she's like, why isn't Nezuko coming out and doing something? It's like, it's the middle of the day! And yet she's picking up on all this obscure stuff. She picked up on one character having eyesight as a thing, and there's nothing to explain that for several chapters later. But you know, there's a lot of things that, and her reactions have also been pretty great in general. You know, lots of humorous ones, but her insight's actually really good, despite her not having watched the anime at all.
Yeah.
She's actually managing to predict an awful lot of things that are actually correct, which I felt was very impressive. But yeah, so I've only been watching Kimetsu no Yaiba through react videos because what I instead did is I read through the manga chapters up to... Well, actually, I read past where it was in the anime. I've read all the way past the Infinity Train arc. Which, weirdly enough, the way the anime is solving its whole... 26 episodes means people are going to have to wait a long while. They're turning the train arc into a movie.
Huh.
Which is really weird, having a canonical event as the movie. So people have to watch it. They can't skip out on it. It's literally part of the manga storyline. Key events happen that you can't just skip.
Yeah, it's a interesting method.
And but yeah, I read through the manga chapters up to the end of there, and then I thought, well, okay, I don't need to basically re-experience all the events again, so I'll just watch the anime through react videos instead.
Yeah.
I do recommend the anime over the manga for the most part, though, because visually the anime is one of the best looking. It's kind of funny because I say the manga looks rather rough at times, and the anime is easily one of the best looking animes I've seen. It's like it's easily sort of up there with like My Hero Academia and Black Clover's best sort of moments with the animation sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which both have pretty good highs. It's just that Black Clover, because of its way it's made, has lots of lows.
Yeah, it does.
But again, I do actually really enjoy the...
There is one thing that confuses me with Black Clover, and that's for some reason still...
They're not explaining the light novel stuff?
No, they're explaining it. It's, The fuck are you doing, Italian? Move. Move.
He moved!
No, I'm actually, like, stuck.
There we go.
Cool, that's not what I wanted, but...
It is a 4-year-old game, Raph. Yeah, what were you saying? Something confuses Black Clover?
Yeah, for some reason, you remember the Chain Mage from the beginning?
Yeah.
He reappears, and for some reason, his ability, his magic is still CGI. But no one else's is. It's him, and there was like one other spell in the early stages that was CGI. And that's it.
There are so few examples of good CGI blending with anime, frankly. I can't think of many off the top of my head. I know Arslan has some pretty terrible uses of it for like soldier troops and such. Kimetsu no Yaiba had a pretty good one with this swarm of spiders being done as CG, or at least think they looked different from the regular animation that I thought they were CG.
Yeah.
Fairly sure they are, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba, it's a weird thing to say about the show. Honestly, its weak point is a lack of filler.
It's just constantly plot.
Well, the manga, for instance, is on chapter 160. I'm fairly sure it's in its final arc. Like, 3 of the characters have died, and most of the main villains are being taken down, sort of thing.
What, like good guys have died?
3 good guys have died.
Main characters, or?
Hard to say. Like, a lot of people try to say, oh, the main characters are this, this, and this, you know, a lot more expansive.
Yeah.
You know, like I have the Bleach as the captains,
Yeah.
sort of thing. I'd say 2 of them have died, sort of thing, you know. Okay, 4 characters have died, but one of them was so predictable that even the anime, even the series itself points out, yeah, I'm going to die.
Wow.
I think the character's power is future sight, he can see into the future. But he even points out, yep, I've got to prepare things, because I am going to die. I mean, he literally knows his own trope, sort of thing.
It's kind of
you know the character, you know exactly which character is like, that one's going to die someday. Like, I'm going to die someday. Thank you for telling me that, because I knew that already. But yeah, yeah, like final arc, you know, characters are you know, main characters are being killed off, main villains are being killed off. There's an interesting thing where, from the looks of it, the lead character, none of the lead characters, or like, a lot of people try to say the lead characters are like 6 characters. Honestly, 2 of them, and this is the problem with the lack of filler, don't really get much involvement.
Yeah.
Because there's so fewer breather arcs in between, well, none really. Like, characters you'd think would be, they're going to be much more important than they are. They do get important. Like, one of the characters is introduced pretty early on. You see him here and there. But the only, like, pure, solid fight they get is fighting against the 3rd strongest demon in the entire series.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, thought they were going to...
No.
Something just moved.
Yeah, it's like against the 3rd strongest demon.
Why did we record this?
Because I kind of wanted you to experience what I experienced. And I wanted to see if you could do it better than I did.
I'm aware he's dead.
Dan also went to an episode talking about Kimetsu no Yaiba. Because I figured when it gets back to me playing, I figured you want to finally get your magic claw conversation. We're only just getting Beastmasters as an index entry.
No, that's not what I waited for.
And like, you know, I'd say more so the, you know, the what it's called the lead characters. It's more a quartet, if anything.
Yeah.
But people seem to think, these 6 characters are the lead. It's like, no, it's the other characters. Whilst they are important, they don't really get much focus on until towards the very end. Which is funny because when you look at like the fandom responses, you wouldn't think that because they, you know, always include the characters as a group sort of thing. But no, it's more of a quartet. Gotta say, one of the funniest sort of characters, and this is, I guess, this is a slight spoiler, but the people have made so many memes about the character that I feel that they kind of unintentionally spoiled it. From what I've gathered, one of the characters is Giyu. He's the water pillar, and I guess technically the senpai of the main character, because the main character trained under the same teacher. He's like the sort of he's kind of presented as like the serious sort of like stoic character, doesn't talk too much, sort of in the sidelines, you know, the Sasuke-esque figure sort of thing, all cool and everything. But honestly, what people have gathered from later chapters and what seems to have now become a meme pretty much is the reason he's so stoic and serious and like doesn't talk much is really it's just he's incredibly awkward. He doesn't know what to say.
Amazing.
Feels uncomfortable being right in the middle of the crowd sort of thing. But it makes him like seem like this real cool character. He's like, I just don't know what to say, so I'm not saying anything. There's been a lot of there's this ongoing meme about him, just depressed Giyu memes. They've been pretty darn hilarious. But yeah, like the biggest weakness really is the lack of filler. It's going by too quickly. You'd want to see more of these characters. You don't get to see enough of them. Like, most of the characters, aside from the main quartet of Tanjiro, Nezuko, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, aside from them, most characters only have 1 or 2 fights in the entire series, and it's getting to its end.
I mean, you think at least the main...
It's well... and it just...
Used a zipline tally.
And it just feels like,
There we go.
They're pretty neat characters, so you want to see more of them, but the series does, is so pure plot focus effectively. You don't really get the sort of moments where, this could be an arc where this one gets more of a focus or thing.
Yeah.
Heck, one of the characters, I won't spoil it, but it pretty much gets introduced and then in the following arc dies.
Amazing.
But just around long enough for you to like the character.
And
get really cool fight scenes.
Never understood the point in doing that with characters. Just introducing a character to be killed. It's kind of like cool. Yeah, sure.
The character was introduced pretty much in the arc, does super cool things, then but yeah, so if you accomplish this, we'll
the sound effects just...
If you accomplish this, we'll hit the record button once it's done, and the moment you've done this, we'll head over to do the final mission. Because I've managed to get the wall paintings I wanted, so yeah, and I think that's enough covered of Kimetsu no Yaiba. Enjoyed it. Yep. So cheerio.
See ya. Like, comment, and subscribe to see if I ever actually manage this stupid quest.